Hello there. I didn't see you. Probably because it's a podcast, but didn't see you. So, Valentine's Day, right? It's me, the YouTuber of your below average dreams. But I'm also married, so back off. But I got something for you,
Time, I guess.
I was gonna say.
I got a card. It's right there. For you. Psych.
For me?
It's a trap card. It's Mirror Force. All your monsters are dead, dummy.
The emotional turmoil I've gone through in the last 5 minutes.
Romantic. Thanks, Gab.
Thanks, Gab, for the card.
It's my pleasure. But for Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking about TCGs, trading card games. And I am very genuinely curious. Are you gamers, trading card gamers? I'll take that as a no.
I mean, I collect them, so.
Oh, that's something. That's something.
Yeah, it's something.
You collect probably Pokemon?
Pokemon cards, yeah. Nowadays it's Pokemon cards, but when I grew up, I was also into Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great. That's
yeah, I was big into Yu-Gi-Oh as well.
Because I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh nerd myself. Well, I mean, I kind of was because the game changed and now I'm all mad about it. So I'm still like in GOAT format, but still I'm in there. And I think the TCG, well, I mean, not recently, like recent, like a few weeks ago, but it's really been popping online. And I think, I don't know about you guys if you want to do some pack openings in the future or something like that. But I know that I don't got the money, so.
Welcome back to Mouthfools, by the way.
Yeah.
But like, me and Dan actually did we did an unboxing. We had 2 booster boxes of Pokemon Vivid Voltage and Chilling Reign. How long ago was that now? I can't remember. It was like
a few months. I'd say
it was a few months ago. It was like 3 months ago. Yeah. And that it was a really just chill stream, but like people were super about it because like you said, it's been popping off online throughout the entire like pandemic. The Pokemon card and like trading card like unboxing like craze it's kind of like exploded on the internet, and there's been channels popping up left and right unboxing cards, and like there's like this big hype, and like the value is skyrocketed because people are like hunting down specific cards. And yeah, no, it's just fun. It's like IRL gacha. That literally is what it is. It's just IRL gacha pulls. Like Dan was hunting down a Jirachi, a secret amazing rare Jirachi, and we pulled it on that stream, and that was like so sick. It was like an incredible moment. Yeah, because like he pulled it, and then he looked at his camera and he thought I pulled it, and then he looked down and he was like, wait, no, that's mine. It's in my hands. Such a good moment. Oh my goodness. And I've said to him I want to do another stream sometime. I'm not sure when. Maybe when the new set comes out, which is
the 25th.
What's it called?
Brilliant Stars.
Brilliant Stars. That's it. Because we were gonna do one for Evolving Skies. Might still do one for Evolving Skies because that's a good set.
I'm still buying those packs when I see them.
I kind of want to. Evolving Skies is a really good set because it's got like all of the evolutions, like as like they've all got like 3 variants, which are like VMAX, you know, like super like full arts and like super rare cards and stuff. I like Pokemon. Pokemon a lot.
It's very subtle, Fyrus. You know, we can barely perceive it.
Yeah, you think so? I'm not being too forward with it or anything.
I wasn't sure that, like last podcast, you shrinked your Poochyena, and I was like, that's a Pokemon hater right there.
Listen, that's a bulk card. We don't care about the bulk cards here.
As a Rattata lover, I disagree. There's gonna be 2 camps at the end of this stream, with like the common lover and Fyrus with his quality cards lover, and
yeah, exactly.
TCG Civil War. It's happening right here, people. But talking about Pokemon cards, because I mean, for me, I used to trade Pokemon cards back when I was an even littler GG, and it's been out there for so long, and I'm really curious, do you guys have like a best and or worst story about trading card games in any card. You know, it can be Yu-Gi-Oh, it can be Pokemon, it can be Digimon. I know that thing never went off, but it was a card game at some point, I think. So, is there something? Because I know I got my fair share of stories. I went to tournaments of Yu-Gi-Oh! I collected Pokemon cards and I was young, so somebody totally, like, you know, stole from me and stuff like that. But I'm curious, what are your experience? Jay of the Moji, do you have? Because you've been, you know, crossing your arms, silently judging us.
I'm looking down at you Pokemon fans and thinking, oh, I wish I were them. I do. You guys have so much of an upper leg on this because I never grew up playing trading card games. So I never really got in on the hype on that. I kind of dipped my toes in some other of those real world stuff, but trading cards for some reason just went right past me. I never understood the hype of it. My parents never understood it, so they never like bought me booster packs for something. And the first time it ever came to me was when we were at PAX East, and Dan, you were there when it happened. We went to go see that Pokemon movie. They were doing a showing of it.
Mewtwo Strikes Back, like the CGI one?
Yeah. And so they gave us, at the door, like lining up to go see it, they gave us booster packs of some, I don't remember what collection it was, whatever it was back in 2020. And that was the first time I ever had like an actual booster pack, and I opened it, and I don't think anything I got was cool or significant. It was like the Dub Trio and some other shit. But I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I should get into this. And then, like you guys were talking about before, in the last like year, maybe more, there's a recent boom and resurgence of Pokemon cards specifically being collected. I guess because of when was it Shining Fates? That was
Shining Fates and Shining Fates was the big one of the Charizard, the big VMAX Charizard.
Yeah, and when I saw the idea of you can get a rare card that's worth a lot, or you can get a bunch of these like shiny cards that look so cool.
$500 card, $300 card. It's around that. It's around that range.
Around that. At the time, the Charizard card was like $2-3 grand. People were selling it for, I guess, because it was newer. But I went to Target and bought this big tin of like 6 booster packs or something. And I brought it home and I was like, all right, let's try opening Pokemon cards. And so I did it. I opened the cards. I got a binder to collect them in, and I was addicted. I was straight up addicted. It was the most fun thing ever. And I was like, all right, I think this is something I can maybe complete my collection, get more cool stuff with. This one day we're at Target and we were leaving, and there was all the booster packs and whatever were gone. There was one of the tins, just one tin left. And I was like, do I want it? It's like $30. Nah, I don't want it. And I left.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, it is about a $500 card nowadays.
Yeah.
Go on, sorry. Yeah, go on.
At the checkout, I was like, God was like, get that pack. I ran back through the aisles to get that
you
one
see the
remaining
light
tin.
seeping through the window as it touches only the pack. It's like a spotlight.
As you get closer, an angel chorus starts to sing.
Man, I think I should buy this pack.
Something about it is telling me.
It's Valentine's Day. That was my romance movie moment where I'm running like at the airport. And so I went up and I bought the tin. It was $30. It had a bunch of them. I brought it home. I streamed it. I opened it up. I don't know what told me to buy that tin, but I'm glad that I did. I'm going through and I'm sifting through them. Pretty cool cards, nothing super crazy. And then I pull the one card that comes out, and I look at my monitor like I'm looking at now.
I remember your reaction on stream to this. Sorry, go on.
I was looking at the monitor, and I just see a bright purple shiny Charizard VMAX, and I was like, there is no way on earth
this card
I actually pulled the most rare card in the set, whatever, on the second booster like box that I've ever bought. I could not believe it. First thing I did was I looked up how valuable is this? People selling it for, and I was like, dude, there's no way. People in chat were freaking out. People were popping off. People were like, dude, that's not fair.
I remember your reaction was like, it wasn't even visceral. It was just raw. You like kind of you had the card. Well, no, you didn't even look at it first. You were like, you were doing the thing where you pull the card out so the camera sees it first.
Yeah.
And then you pulled it. You kind of stopped.
Yeah.
You turned it around. You were like,
I think the joke that I did,
and then you went to the next card, and you were like, "Oh, cool, boss's orders." Yeah. You was like, "Cool, boss's orders." That's what I mean. You didn't say anything about the card. It was such a raw reaction.
I don't think I realized like what I had pulled at the time, but I knew it was important because I've always heard Charizard card is like the one.
You could see the disbelief on your face when it happened.
I haven't bought a booster box since because I think I've peaked, and I do want to get that card graded just because it's cool. And I'm like, hey, it's a cool card that I have. But that was like one of the coolest moments for me ever, just pulling like a super rare card. So maybe that set that you guys are talking about that's coming out, maybe I'll get back into.
There's a rainbow Charizard in that set, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the set that's got like the crazy rainbow rare Charizard.
I'm gonna hunt for it then.
That is a beautiful card though. Like I'm looking at it again. That Charizard VMAX is such a fucking nice card. It's crazy, right? Because I remember when Pokemon cards were, and like all the rare sought after cards were like just normal looking Pokemon cards, but with like a tiny hollow like around the normal artwork. Now there's like full beautiful like pieces of art on cards that take up the entire thing, and I'm like, wow, so much has changed since I was a kid. So much has changed.
If I can add to that slightly.
Go for it.
You mentioned before the Evolutions cards, and I'm gonna bring in one by one. One cool thing as a plush falls in the background. There's also now these big cards, like the extra large printed ones.
Like the break cards?
Well, I got like one of those like.
Is that an altar?
Yeah. So this is you mentioned this before. This is a Vaporeon card, a Vaporeon VMAX Secret Art card.
Yeah.
This is a big variant of it, and it gives you a good picture as how beautiful these things are.
Where did you get that?
These actually weren't rare. These were, well, actually the box is rare. They come in a hard to find EV box set.
Okay.
And I got a Vaporeon one and I got a Flareon one.
That's so sick. That's so sick.
Beautiful.
They're beautiful, but it's hard for me to take them seriously because I have such a funny bone for things that are comically large, and they just look like big ass Pokemon cards.
Could you imagine a bunch of kids on the schoolyard going through, and they're just like,
yeah, right.
You'll never guess what card I have to pull. Let me look through my hand real quick.
So yeah, hold on, just gotta shuffle my 40 cards deck.
That's really funny.
Yeah, with a bookshelf holder.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Pokemon just have Pokemon cards everywhere in my house. Oh. Yes. Yeah, no, Hayden, go ahead. Go back to you.
Okay. So, going on from like cool TCG stories, I guess. This happened around the time me and Dan had the boxes, like the two booster boxes I mentioned. I was really impatient. I was like, okay, I can't remember why. There was a certain reason I had to wait until me and Dan did the stream to open the cards. But I was really fucking impatient, so I was like opening I can open like a pack. I can open like 2 packs.
I know this, yeah.
I can open like a pack here or there. And he was like, okay, we can both open like 3 packs. And then we have to save our cards for the stream. So I was like, okay.
It's like kids at Christmas.
Dude, it's addicting. And I was hunting, right? Dan was hunting for his Jirachi Amazing Rare. I was hunting for one card in particular. Well, I was hunting for a couple, but one of the cards I really wanted as an Amazing Rare was Celebi, because I fucking love Celebi. Celebi's like a cute little onion fairy thing, and I think it's adorable. Plus, I'm a Gen 2er, so I like in the morning. I was just on. I was like, "Yo, Dan, you wanna open a pack with me and call?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll get out of bed. I'll make my way over and we'll open a pack." And he was like chomping away at his cereal while I was just opening this pack on camera. And I pulled this bad boy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, beautiful card.
Amazing
Beautiful
rare
holo.
Celebi.
Well, get this right. We streamed, I think, later that day.
The next pack.
You pulled another one?
What?
Back to back.
Back to back.
Wow.
It was the first pack I opened after that one. Just back to back, I got two amazing rare Celebi. It was kind of the odds of this in the same box is just kind of insane. That's why it's crazy.
Yeah. You know that, right? No, go ahead.
It's like the odds of getting like an amazing rare. I think you get like 2 amazing rares per box. I think that's the odds.
Yeah.
But the odds of them being the same amazing rare, I think the odds are insane for something like that. And I thought that was the coolest thing. That's what I mean. Yeah. I thought that was the coolest fucking thing because this is the card I wanted. And now I've got fucking 2 of them.
Nice, dude.
I think from 2 draws like that, you just ran out of luck for the rest of your life. You know, you're done.
I expelled my my luck on these 2, and you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.
So,
go ahead.
I was gonna say I haven't done my card story yet.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
And I have been very active in the Pokemon opening. Like, I'm very into this drug that is Pokemon cards. I have a friend of mine named Rags, who every week we go and get Pokemon cards. We like have a tradition. You know, we go out and get some bubble tea, and then we hit up our usual hunt spots for Pokemon cards. And it used to be a lot more elusive while Pokemon cards were like super in demand. Nowadays, we know there's going to be cards usually, but like it's just a matter of, you know, how hard do we want to purchase the cards today?
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, please.
Do you remember when you bought a case of battle styles?
And to segue into the story, so the story I wanted to talk about was the first time I went out card hopping, and this was freshly as a new set of cards were launched, a new set called Battle Styles, and went down to like the local game card shop. Me and my friend had never gotten Pokemon cards like this before, but this was in the craze of Pokemon cards. We knew that like this was like the stuff. At least I had. He might have already. And we walk up to the front counter, and they are just bringing in this whole big white box boosh of like Pokemon cards. It is their supply. And after a little talking about Pokemon cards, I see them starting to take out the boxes, and I'm like, how much for all of those? Now, I want to specify, a booster box is a set of Pokemon cards that contains 36 individual packs. This had 8 booster boxes in that. 8 times 36.
Just a lot of cards. It's a lot of packs. Yeah.
8 times 36 for the individual packs, times 10 for the number of cards, because there's 10 per pack. This was a lot of Pokemon cards. And I think we negotiated down to about $800.
Oh my
wow.
Cases are expensive. Cases are expensive.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So to be fair, that ain't too bad because they're normally like 120 per box.
Yeah, a booster box is about $120.
So think about that. This is the brand new set. 120 per box, 8 of them, and I got it for $800? That's
not bad. Usually that's about $1,000. That's usually about $1,000. Yeah. So that's pretty good.
So, and then came the best moments of my life. Feeling like a kid with me and my friend going home like, it's time. Shoot, it's cracked open the boxes. I did it on stream. We went pack after pack after pack. I still have like the residue of the set. You know, the Battle Styles player guide is still somewhere launched over my desk. I got the rarest card in the set. Hell, I probably got all the cards in the set. I still have one of those booster boxes sealed out in my living room over there for when all the Battle Styles fans are gonna go crazy.
Sorry, God.
My smaller story I'm just gonna add to that is one of my favorite moments with Pokemon cards was on the hunts with my friend Rags when he has the car, so he's driving us around, and it hits me. We are going to get Pokemon cards, and then we were like, you want to go to McDonald's? And we go to McDonald's. And I'm like, wow, the Venn diagram of my life is now so surreal. Me at 5, me at 25, going to get Pokemon cards and McDonald's being driven around.
Not much changes.
I was like, you know what? This is amazing. So, God. Well, yeah, that's my thing.
Dude, I'm so sorry that the set that you bought on Excess was fucking Battle Styles, though. That's like the weakest modern set, dude.
Yeah, for context, it is not.
It's a pretty bad set. All the big pulls are kind of like.
I got like the best cards in the set, though. So
did you get the Tyranitar?
Yes, I got the Tyranitar.
Okay. I mean, at least you got the Tyranitar.
I did not get the really cool like Blaziken one though. So.
Was that Battle Styles?
I believe so. It was the one next to the tower. Yeah.
I thought it was Chilling Rain.
Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, and then Brilliant Stars is the upcoming set, and that looks so goddamn cool.
It does. It looks so dope.
They're so creative and cool. I'm gonna buy like 3 booster boxes at minimum.
I'll buy 1. I'll be sensible. Okay.
I'm not sensible. I'm addicted.
Is it a sensible addiction?
No.
I sense that you have an addiction, and tell you what.
I don't play with the cards. I don't play Pokemon. I don't get it.
They're not viable.
I have to wonder if anybody has like played TCG Pokemon, like the actual game with like a Charizard card. Has anyone actually played the game with a hyper rare card? Yeah, like at the fucking middle school, he just pulls out a $6,000 card.
I guess if it's viable,
yeah.
But like, it's weird. Different cards are like competitively viable in different ways.
Gab, I feel like you've done this, and that's why you.
Oh, I thought you never asked.
Real quick before you segue onto that, I looked it up. The best cards are Tyranitar and Urshifu. The Blaziken you're talking about is Chilling Rain, the one at the tower. Just looked it up. Yeah, because I was like, I swear that's not in that set because that's a cool card.
I gotta double check. I feel like you're right. You're probably right, but like I feel like I'm being gaslit. I swear to God, I remember saying that card.
You're talking about this one, right? This is Chilling Rain. This Rapid Strike. Battle Style is a single strike.
I'm double checking.
You can double check.
I know you just double checked that. It's not that I don't believe you. It's that I need to see it by my own resources.
Yeah.
I have memories that you are currently overwriting.
Because Battle Styles was single strike, which is this one. Because each set has its own like little title now. Like Fusion was Fusion Strike. I can't remember what Evolving Skies was. I can check actually. Well, Dan does that.
Yeah.
Where was? Do I have any of the strikes from? Probably not. Got a fat Pikachu card though. Look at that.
Pikachu.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a good fella. Yeah, how's it going over there, Dan?
What the hell?
Have I overrated a memory? Have I
overrated a memory?
Have I shattered your perception?
If anything, that makes me happier that now I have gotten the rarest card in that set.
Wait, did you have the Blaziken from Chilling Rain?
No.
Oh, you've got the Tyranitar.
Yeah, but now I'm not missing one. Now I'm not missing the one.
I was gonna say Tyranitar was like the rarest card in Battle Styles.
Chilling Rain, that's blowing my mind. I swear to God. Anyway, sorry, that's Omega tangent.
Yeah. I just wanted to get that out of the way before Gab started his story.
It's fine. We could feel the passion of this moment, so that I respect that.
I'm being confused, like gaslit by the world right now. Everything I know is a lie.
Reality is often disappointing, Failboat.
Because I was so certain when you said that. I was like, There was not. I don't think there was a Blaziken card in that set. I think he's delusional.
I am, apparently.
But I gotta say, for me, a thing that I realized with Jaymoji talking about, Charizard and all that is that Charizard. It sounds like a wizard and a churro, it's a Charizard. It's my Charizard. It's pretty tasty, and that Charizard has kind of ascended beyond Pokemon, because even people that don't really know Pokemon trading card games kind of have a vague idea that Charizard is like the golden prize, the golden egg, the thing that it's worth a freaking ton of dollars. And it's gotten to that point, and it's even transcended generations because, Jaymoji got a Charizard and he was like, wow, I got it. And back when I was a kid, I got the Charizard card, the one
like
that's
the base set one?
The base set one, yes, exactly. Holographic base set. And that was crazy because it was when I was like very little, like back in, is it elementary school? When you're, you're small. And, my parents would always do that thing where when I get my report card, if I had a good grades, I would get one booster pack, it was like my reward. And, since I was getting bullied in school, I was good in school. So I always got that pack. And I remember, I usually just open the pack and it's like always common card most of the time, barely got anything. And it was, since it was only with my report cards, it was like maybe 4 packs a year. And then one day it was, just before the end of school, I get my last pack of the year, of the school year, open it, and I see that little sparkle, the glowy red holographic card that get out, and I just, my 8 years old mind just can't process it anymore. I'm done. Wow. I am done. And that beautiful joy was very quickly crushed. Because 1 week later at my school, what they did, and that was actually really nice, because back in the day, they banned Pokemon cards because they were like, there's too many battle between the kids because of these, and we're not
my school did that too.
Yeah, and they did like a school movie where they would play the Pokemon movie, and they said, well, kids can bring their card for that day, because it's not a school day, it's just a movie day. So everyone brought there, and of course there was a ton of Pokemon playing and all that, and trading cards and that. And I just drop in, like Mr. Big Shot, and I'm like, I got a Charizard. And I just play the night, everybody's gathering, of course, because it's freaking Charizard. And there's that. Not even from my school, probably from like, high school or something. A guy that drops in and that's like, hey, can I see your card? And I'm like, sure, of course, it's my baby. And he's like, I'd like to trade it for you. And I'm like, oh, of course, yeah. But I'm like, it's a big card. And stupid little me, he just pretty much picks up, a starter deck. And he removes all the good card from the starter deck and just give me all like the energy and the oddish and all that, all the garbage common cards. And I'm like, I see the huge pack of cards and I'm like, I will never get this opportunity again in my life. This is a gold bar. God. So I trade my original pack Charizard for a huge stack of garbage. And I was... The sad thing is I was so happy at the moment, It was like, I got like 40 cards for 1 card. This is a bargain.
You traded your Charizard for balls.
I did. And then I came back.
Hustled.
I came back home so happy. And I'm like, Mom, look at all the cards I got. And my mom's like, she wasn't too like, in the vibe of all the Pokemon cards, but she knew that card was something special. And she's like, you traded your Charizard? Your pride and joy? And then it hit me, and I was like, I just lost the one thing I got. And I started crying, and I was like, why did I was so stupid. And maybe it's, one of those core memories that you're like, I will never get hustled again. And now I have trust issues.
What a costly memory.
Did you, is it first edition or base, or was it just base set? Do you remember?
I can't remember. It probably was. What's the difference already between base and first edition?
First edition is worth like 500 grand or something. Base set is worth like 15 grand. You have a base set pack?
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it was with a Blastoise when I opened the booster pack.
Okay.
Or else was the... Yeah, it's probably from that. I doubt it would be I hope it was not $5,000. Please.
I mean, either way, the least it's worth at PSA 10 is like 15,000. So.
Oh my god, dude. Well, you know what? I kind of feel like maybe not a PSA 10, but I feel like we need like a redemption story for this, because Gab traded that card. It must, to somebody who knows the value of it. So they kept it. It could probably be on sale. So
we can buy it back.
I think I want to buy you. How much are these? 7? All right, fuck that. Maybe not.
Maybe 3D print it. That's better.
Yeah, maybe get him a PSA 7 at $300.
I could buy you a first edition authentic replica for $12.50.
Wait.
$12.50.
Instead of going for a replica, what would be amazing is I get a Charizard card with a Straw Boater ad on it. Now that would be something.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday. When's your birthday again, Gab?
March 20.
I know what I'm getting.
Big
for
opportunities. Also,
if you get a $50,000 Charizard card, just know it was your buddy.
You could have bought me a house, you dummy.
This is an investment, Gab. It will be worth more in the long run.
I didn't buy you a house, but I bought you closure. Okay.
That is true.
Emotional closure. That's priceless.
And also a foreclosure.
Yeah.
Also, he is homeless now.
Yeah, but I got my Charizard.
oh my god.
It'll keep me warm in the Canadian winter, It's a fire type.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, with this pack, by the way, that I held up before and Fyrus freaked out at, this is an empty pack of Pokemon original set that I resealed as a kid with other Pokemon cards that I taped up. So I just had this like preserved.
Get that shit grin off of your face.
Why are you freaking out? It's only $3.95. It's only $3.95.
You smug motherfucker! You had such a shit-eating grin when you were like explaining that.
Yeah, what do you mean?
You let me believe you had a sealed base set pack there, and I was like, "That's like fucking like $5,000 in your hand right there."
I was going to clarify that it was empty, but then I was like, it's funnier if I
funny.
just... Well, there's some good
I respect it.
There's some good faces for the thumbnail from Fyrus's perspective. Oh my god. Jay, was that like the mental breakdown you were having earlier? Because when Gab was talking, you started to go like this.
No, because when Gab mentioned that kids were playing like trading games with the cards, I was like, this motherfucker traded that shit. I know he did.
Yep.
See, when he started talking about it, I thought he got stolen or something.
No.
I didn't think traded, but stolen would be so much worse.
I did get some of my cards stolen too, the more I think about it, the more trading cards are an absolute bane of my existence, No pleasure, only sadness.
I just know how many con artists typically are out there on the elementary school playing fields that are trying to steal your stuff, between its Bakugan toys or trading cards, especially.
I think there's like a special place in hell for people that wait at elementary school to steal from kids,
Yeah, exactly. They have a reserved seat. Charizard unfair trade, guys.
That said, if me and a kid are both walking towards a booster box in the middle of a Target, I have longer legs. I will beat to them. I will take the cards from them before they can get to it and walk to the checkout.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're a fun guy.
Yes.
Yeah. I think as a dad now, when I buy booster packs, I kind of go, I'm not going to buy them all because I know there will be kids after me that can only get there after school. And I kind of want them to have a chance, a playing chance.
Yeah. Miss.
You're
Next time I buy cards with Failboat, you know, I'm just gonna yeet Bebe Andre. Like, grab the cards, baby! Grab them!
Sorry, kids. You're born earlier.
Exactly.
Born early.
It's just a skill issue, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Be quicker. Be quicker. Have more money.
Guess mom doesn't love you enough.
What? Yeah, she's giving you longer legs if you wanted to.
Should have given birth to you 10 years earlier.
That's how it be.
Nah, just how it be, man. Outplayed.
I'm kind of curious though, because I mentioned that, you know, I came and played my Charizard in the school field, you know, but are you guys actually played the original Pokemon card game, or you just collected the game?
Maybe like once in my life I played it as a kid. I just think the cards are pretty, dude. I like the pretty art. And I'm like, yo, I like Pikachu now. He's on a card.
Wow, I got this one rare pull. Time to fuel my next... This will fuel my next $500 of purchases.
The dopamine hit will fuel. That'll take me through. It'll lessen the severity of the financial blow.
That's an addiction.
I mean, yeah, but you know.
I can stop at any time. I can stop at any time. I don't have a problem. Don't look at me.
I have played... I can recall playing the game barely by the rules once or twice in my memory bank. I remember playing almost an Uno variant of the Pokemon cards, where we would like put them in like a pile by like Pokemon type. Or, you know, by fire type, or there were like other ways we sorted. I mean, by like evolution and stuff. And that was an all right way of playing it, albeit probably a little bit limited. But that was like a variant that I played, but I never really played. I have interacted more with the Pokemon cards now than I ever have. I played Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's a different segment, a different part. Yeah,
that's really smart.
I played Yu-Gi-Oh a couple times too. When I was a kid, the game seemed a bit more accessible to actually playing than Pokemon did. Pokemon, you needed a lot more stuff to play. You needed like counters and dice and all that garbage. Yu-Gi-Oh, you just needed the cards to play the game.
Yeah, and a calculator if you wanted like your points or stuff like that, because they had big numbers for an 8 years old, you know.
True.
What is 8,000?
That's 3 digits longer than I've ever dealt with.
Is that more than my fingers?
A lot of life points. I don't need all that much.
But I still think it's a phenomenon that's mostly a lot more powerful with a Pokemon game, you know, that a lot of people have the cards but never played or know how to play the game. Because, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, a lot of people that have the cards tend to do it for the gameplay. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's because Pokemon is just more iconic. Like the designs, the characters, people know like the monsters more. Like they see a Pikachu, they see a Charizard. Like so many like of the Pokemon are like iconic looking characters that people like know from their childhood. It's mostly the childhood thing. Like they grew up with the anime or the video games or something. So they're like, oh, I know that Pokemon. Oh, that card's really pretty. Maybe I'll get a booster pack, and then they get addicted, and then they spend all their money, and then they lose their house, and you know how it is.
Here we are.
And now here we are. Yeah, Mouthfools.
But I got my Slugma.
I still have a Slugma card just in my wallet at any time just to pull out just for a joke. It's my favorite bit that I've only done once, and I did it at Christmas.
I'll fear you at a con.
Yeah, it's just tucked into my wallet next to my vaccine card.
You have a rare vaccine card.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
The ultra rare. But it's definitely linked to nostalgia and just the designs being more iconic. And well, Pokemon is like the biggest multimedia franchise in the world, so at least like it's like you know, like household names, like we got Mario, we got like Sonic and Pikachu. Like Pikachu is like a household name.
Oh yeah.
So like it just makes sense that people, you know, resonate. I mean, I think at least everyone might not know what different Pokemon are, but everyone will know what Pikachu is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
I think it's interesting that Charizard became the most like rare card. Like, why not Pikachu if he's the most synonymous one?
I think it's just like because of because Pikachu is like the lovable mascot Pokemon, but Charizard is like the third Evo, like the really edgy, like cool looking Pokemon that was just harder to get in like base set and like first edition. Like the pull rate was just kind of rare, and the card itself just looked really cool. Like the art, I think that's kind of why. Plus, I think it's to do with the anime as well. Like Charizard was like the second most popular character in the anime next to Pikachu, so people just were like, "Wow, I want a Charizard card," because you know it just looks cool. He's a fucking dragon.
Yeah. Fire breathing dragon, and then I'm sorry, but if you've seen Blastoise and Venusaur's cards, those things suck, dude.
Charizard,
Blastoise looks like a fucking cat.
Yeah, Blastoise is standing. Venusaur is just.
Venusaur is the most like placid fucking third Evo, I swear.
Poor
He's
guy.
just a frog. He's just a big frog.
Yeah, that's the thing. The memory I have of Venusaur is like he looks fat and kind of like, feed me pizza. That's the only thing I have when I think of Venusaur.
He looks like he's just really placid and like,
the Charizard
whatever, man. He looks like he's stoned.
And I also think
grass type.
With the Pokemon anime, and pun intended, but Charizard was kind of like the wild card of Ash's Pokemon, you know, because he almost never listened to him.
Yeah. He didn't obey, so you're like, whoa, I want that. I'm rebellious. This card speaks to me. It's like me for real.
Now I'm gonna go to school and do my homework.
This card's like me on guard. For real.
That's kind of fascinating that the anime had an influence over the now excessively high skyrocketing value of those cards.
Yeah.
It has an actual influence. Like that had the fact that had any influence. Just the writing and the script and the storyboarding of that show reflected on how rare fucking card would be. That's crazy.
That, and also since the market wasn't like a big thing back then, it was like people bought the cards to like, you know, kids bought them to look at them. They thought they were pretty, maybe play the game, but there wasn't like a big fucking stock market for trading cards back then. So once they were stopped being produced, they were gone, and people didn't like, not most people that had these cards didn't like store them in pristine condition. They didn't like sleeve them up and stuff, because you know you're not gonna think, oh, I'm gonna put my fucking trading cards in a sleeve when you're a kid. You're just gonna put your grubby mitts all over them and play them in the fucking in the playground with your friends.
In the dirt.
Which is why they appreciate and value, because the people that did keep them in pristine condition with a huge minority. So out of all of like the thousands of Charizard cards that there probably was, like maybe 500 or like 300 or 200 of them are actually in any good condition, which is why they're worth so much, because they're just not printed anymore. They're like, it's scarcity. And nowadays the cards are worth a bit, but like the Pokemon company know that people are like super buying cards and like they're constantly out of stock and stuff. So while they have value, that's why they're not as valuable as the older cards, if that makes sense. Apart from the fact that there are pull rates and like the rarer cards are going to be worth more because they're harder to get.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're just printing less of the cards they want to be rare because they know millions and millions of people are gonna buy them. So all right, how do we maintain? Because I think that's a huge hook for a lot of why people even buy Pokemon cards. It's why I bought them. I don't play the game, but knowing that I have the chance of getting something that's hyper rare is like, yeah, dude, clout.
It's gambling.
It's like, I was gonna say it's gambling. It's gambling. It's gotcha. It's like you want the rare thing. You put money into it and just roll and hope you get something rare.
Only $1 for this chance to win $1 million? Yeah, why not? I can do this every week for the rest of my life.
It's gambling, but like in card form, and you get something physical out of it, I guess. Gotcha.
That's also one of the big, like, well, not yikes, but controversy about trading card games. That it's technically a form of gambling, but clearly aimed at children, which is kind of a weird world to... Yeah, like, where do you go with that? Because it's definitely like, we know we're joking, oh, it's an addiction and all that, but it's clearly aimed at an 8-year-old kid. And how do you draw the line, you know?
I Yes, because when it's marketed to a kid, the idea is you want to collect, like, you know, like the whole motto, like you got to catch them all. It's the idea of like collecting each of the cards, which is still gambling, but it's with a different mindset. You're not making investments. You're not buying the cards to hope like that they appreciate in value and that you can sell them one day. You're buying them because you have a binder and you just want a full collection of all the Pokemon cards, which is why I think it can be kind of justified.
Yeah, that is true. And I'm not saying that it should like, let's ban all Pokemon cards.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's how I feel it's probably viewed when it's like marketed to kids. Because like, of course, the cards were marketed towards children at first until like, you know, the sweaty nerds like me and Dan came along and started ransacking local Targets to get all the remaining booster boxes.
Did I ever tell you guys the story about the Lego minifigure that I was chasing after? Did I tell that story on Mouthfuls?
No, I don't think you have.
It's not exactly a TCG, but it plays into what you're saying.
It's like a collectible, yeah.
About a collectible being aimed towards kids. So Lego, I grew up playing Lego. Unlike Pokemon cards, I guess Lego was my childhood upbringing. And Lego has this thing that they still have ongoing called a minifigure series. Where, you know, little Lego minifigures are the little tiny guys you can play with Legos. Everybody has Lego minifigures, but these ones were blind bags where you could get a certain set. They would have certain themes, like they'd have a Christmas theme. So you could get really unique, like really cool, genuinely cool minifigures. That was like a little snowman. It'd be a gingerbread man. In the summer, they would have a surfer dude, whatever. So similar to Pokemon, they would have different varieties or whatever, but you wouldn't know what you would get until you opened it up and found out, and they only sold one per pack. It wasn't even like a booster pack where you get 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. You got one minifigure. Oh man! And for season 10, they released a rare minifigure. 5,000 of them were made, and it was a minifigure. It was a guy in a tuxedo and a top hat and a cane, like a pimp, and he was all shiny gold.
Oh,
as a kid.
Badass.
The Willy Wonka ticket.
That's badass.
And his name was Mr. Gold, and they printed 5,000 of him, and they sent him out there. For me, a golden Lego was crack straight to my brain. Like, I was like, I gotta get one. So obviously, I was like 10 years old. No, I guess I was more like 12 or 13. Yeah. And so it was recently, and I ran out there and I would beg my mom to get me one. I got a couple of. I never got the packages themselves were gold, so they stood out. They like you would see them. They were fucking beautiful. They on them. eBay.
I was gonna say that Dan is looking up.
They have to be worth like $5,000 or something.
Dan's
nowadays,
looking.
right?
As soon as I looked over at Dan's camera, I was like, he's totally looking up how much these go for, and they go for a lot based on the reaction.
Yeah, they went for when they were new. They were like $2,000 for them. It was the most expensive one.
So
good lord,
just punching it in on on all of Google. The first one I got was a Lego Authentic Mr. Gold series. Blah blah blah. $4,350. With $4 shipping, which is really messed up.
That's pretty good, actually.
$4 shipping? Are you kidding me? I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Comes a little.
But
Lego man.
Like copy
this as much as you use car.
Dude, you're not wrong. This guy was a pimp. I shouldn't say what. He's not dead. But like, let me. Yes, here's an image. Here's an image.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see this guy.
Take a close-up look at this dude. Wait,
so he was just the look of him. If he's up on screen, he was captivating to me. So what I did when I was a kid, I knew I would never get one. I just bought a bunch of minifigures, golden spray paint, and sprayed. I think I still have the fake Mr. Gold that I made. I don't want to go dig it out because we're doing the episode.
Oh, you made one?
I have it behind me, and I kept it. And I was like, this is my Mr. Gold. I think my life.
Yo, this thing looks actually sick. Sorry.
Beautiful, right?
Like, I like it. Was it like metal or was it plastic?
It was just plastic that was painted. That's all that it was, but it was rare.
That still looks dope as hell.
And you would
get a fucking box.
You would get a certificate of authenticity that proved that it was real, and you could like register it. And I was like, sick. Oh shit, dude, that's crazy.
That's so sick.
So my life goal I think to this day still is to get one, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money on that. But it's like that was like the biggest thing in my childhood was Lego Mr. Gold for years.
Now's a great time to bring up the Mouthfools PO box. If you have anything you want to send to us,
send me.
He's trolling. He's trolling. We don't have one of those. We don't have one of those. Don't send us anything.
He's trolling, but I do have a PO box.
Oh, Jay has a PO box.
Send everything to Jay.
Mr. Gold.
If you like my YouTube videos and want to spend $5,000 on a little piece of plastic to send to my house, be my guest.
Yeah, we will put his PO box in the description. Send him things. It doesn't have to be Mr. Gold.
Doesn't have to.
But it'd be cool if it was Mr. Gold.
Yeah, just saying. Like, I'm not directly saying send me Mr. Gold, but if you do, I'm not going to say no. You know, that is a life goal.
Send him keys to a Tesla. Be your guest.
Yeah.
I'd
rather have the Lego, but I mean. But that was clearly something, to go back on topic, that was clearly something that was directly targeted towards kids, because it's literally a kid's toy. Like Lego bridges a generational gap too, but Pokemon obviously does it more so, where you could be like, okay, everyone plays Pokemon. Lego is literally a kid's toy that we're like, okay, it's a marketing ploy. We know. Nobody knew about the Lego minifigure series until they released a $3,000 figure, and they were like, okay, now people are interested. So I don't know. It is an interesting point that it's like, it almost is kind of gambling, but you only cash out if you sell it. And it's really it's only a tangible in principle, it's worth a lot. And that's about it.
Yeah, but it's like owning it as an investment, because things like that always appreciate in value the longer you hold on to it. Yeah, because there's not going to be more Mr. Golds, and if there are, there will be reprints. They won't be worth as much, because reprints aren't ever worth as much, and usually there's like an indication that something's a reprint as opposed to a like an original run.
Yeah, the one that I spray painted is worth about $2, maybe.
Appreciating value. I mean, you might hit 1 billion subscribers, and you're like, yeah, this is the thing I made as a kid. $2 million. It's like some crazy Jaymoji fan will be like, yo, that's the thing you spoke of Mouthfools about. You never know, man.
Never know.
And I think I kind of still come in with, all the aim toward kids and all that. I have really mixed feeling, because as much as I think it's kind of an ambiguous thing, but I only have positive feelings when I think about my experience as a kid and opening a booster pack, I can only think like, the great moments and all that. And even my nephew, who's a big Minecraft lover, and I bought him I think it was some Minecraft gacha toys or something like that, And it was like little bags.
The mini bags.
Yes, exactly.
Mystery bags.
Exactly, mystery bags. And you really wanted
addicted on?
No, damn, no.
Minecraft mystery bags?
Don't introduce. No, it's okay.
Are we gonna have to bring the L group again? Fyrus, play the Among Us song.
I already have Mario Kart.
We need to cut this man's credit card off, his debit card, whatever. Stop his access to his money.
This is an intervention boat. Give us the money. But yeah, and I bought him the mystery pack, and he used to get them like from time to time from his dad, which is my brother, and like on his birthday, at Christmas and all that. And he really wanted, I think, was the Golem.
Yeah, the Iron Golem.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it's luck-based, so he wouldn't get it. And at some point, I bought him, I think it was for his birthday, and I'm like, happy birthday, here's your mystery, hoping it's what you like. And the pure, genuine joy in his face when he see what he wanted. And I'm like, it's kind of sharing, because I get the same feeling like when I opened my first like booster pack from Pokemon, and to see him get that same joy, I'm like, there's some genuine, like, untouched and magic from the little gacha games like that.
The dopamine hit. It's the pure joy when it's like not ruining your life, and you're not putting hundreds of thousands of dollars into it, and you're just like, and you're like giving like your nephew or like your child like a couple of packs, or a couple, or like a single mystery box, because they're like, because obviously they see it from a completely different point of view. They don't see it as a monetary thing. They just see it as wow, I really want the cool golem. So like they get their eyes light up with excitement at the possibility of getting said golem.
Dad, this is only $500 on eBay. I wanted the one that was like, what the fuck?
Man, those Zoomers develop quickly.
Yeah, but I think it's really interesting that you asked a question and answered it kind of perfectly and inadvertently, because you brought up like it is interesting that it's kind of gambling for kids, and is there a moral line
dilemma
we teeter on with that? But I think the way you described the pure joy that you experience, like you said you only have good memories about it, as opposed to with gambling, it's a serious bad thing that ruins a lot of people's lives. I think with this, the line that it crosses is if you go gambling, you spend $100, but you win 50. In your head, you're like, hell yeah, I won 50. But in reality, you lost $50 to no one, right? At least with Pokemon cards, whether you get a $3,000 card or a non-shiny Venusaur, you always get something, guaranteed. You always get, if you're a fan of the series, like I've started getting into Pokemon, every Pokemon, I was getting excited over like a Diglett. Like, I've never seen it before, so I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I got a Diglett Pokemon card!" Like, you always get something back from it, regardless of how much you invest.
That's like what I was saying earlier. It's like gacha, except it's a physical thing that you get. So
yeah. And for collectors, it's granted. I guess for collectors, it's harder because at that point you're very deep. You could get a booster pack that has every card you've already got, and then it's worthless. But you still have the cards. You could still trade it. You could still give it to a friend, sell it for $5, whatever.
I mean, because it's like in the name, right? Trading. It's a trading card game. The initial process behind these like cards were you would buy packs so that you have like your own deck, but then you're trying to collect them all to complete a set. The idea for them, I guess, in the long run, it makes some money anyway. People trying to like buy packs to pull the cards themselves. But the idea was you would have like a set amount of cards. You would have doubles. Then you would go like to the playground and you would trade your cards with other people that have cards that you don't have. And that was like the idea of how you would complete your set by trading and with your friends.
Yeah, it benefits both people in that sense.
Instead, people just fucking brute force it and buy like 20 million fucking booster boxes and try and get all the cards.
Yeah. But I mean, guilty as charged.
Guilty.
But I guess that's the thing about being a collector is like if that's the thing that you enjoy and you have the burner money for it, you're just like, I'll get a
it's a hobby, right?
Even if you're not going to sell it, it's just you're just throwing money into something that's not going to return. I guess not everything has to really be an investment, even if it has value. It's just if you enjoy collecting it, shit, that's cool. It's fun. You like it, brings you happiness.
For a lot of collectors, it isn't an investment. It's like they're worth a lot of money, but they collect the cards to try and complete the sets just for the satisfaction of having them all and having a binder.
Exactly.
Like, there are collectors that are like, trying to complete sets to have like I think it's called a master set, where you have every single version of a card in like a binder or something. And then that whole set would appreciate in value like tremendously over time. But for the most part, like collectors just kind of seem to be their own breed of people. They just their thrill, their kick is just like completing a set and then moving on to the next thing, and then having it like on display so that they can flick through their binder if they want to and just be like, oh yeah, it's neat.
It gives you no money back, but it brings you
it's a dopamine hit. Yeah, exactly.
Gives you satisfaction of I did this, I completed something, and show it to other people. Are like, whoa, that's cool,
Yeah, because it's always cool looking through like master sets and stuff. I know a couple people that have like master sets of older Pokemon like sets, and it's just really cool to flick through and be like, whoa, you have all these cards.
Yeah, and
they're all in like order and stuff. It's neat. It's very neat.
Yeah, and it's also one of my fond memories. I remember back in high school, me and my friends would always on every Friday go to our card shop near us, just bring our binders and be like, here's our collection, and try to trade with people, just socialize with all the Yu-Gi-Oh fans over there and see like, oh, is there something new? What's the meta? What's the new strategy? What came out? And always look at like I would say like the forbidden aisle, where it's pretty much cards that were like, oh, this one's $50, this one's $100, the card shop shows their big fish, you're like, one day I'm gonna get you over there.
Here's our Cypher the Sky Dragon. Here's our a completed set of Exodia the Forbidden Ones.
And I think that's one of the appeal of trading card games, that it's such a fun social activity, you can easily be like, if you have problem talking to someone, but you got, I don't know, Pokemon cards, you're like, hey, do you trade Pokemon cards? And boom, you just start a discussion like that.
There you go.
Start talking with someone. Yeah, that's the thing. And maybe the person's like, hey, you want to join like the Pokemon group or something like that. It's so easy. It worked.
And the moral of this, Mouthfools, if you're having social anxiety, drown yourself in gambling and use it as a...
No.
What? The more you know.
Get a Charizard or something.
Value to your life.
Yeah. I don't need friends. I got a Charizard.
So true.
Spoken like someone who's truly caught up in the system.
This Valentine's Day, my only love is a rear.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that slipped.
Yes, well said. Yeah, I think we all like Pokemon, just a little bit.
Pokemon. Dude, I'll go on these card runs. We'll both get, me and my friend both get like one pack. We open it, nothing. We just look at each other. Like, I hate myself. Why do we do this? Why do we go out for another week getting more cards? We don't get anything. There's never anything
talk
good.
To you anymore.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
This is the only thing holding our relationship together.
Bubble tea and Pokemon cards.
Although we've talked a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but I think there's like, if we don't at least mention it once, some people are gonna rage in the comments. Exactly. Yeah. It's such a big card game, and I think for me, I never went too much into Magic the Gathering because of the complexity, like when I was...
It's very complicated.
Yeah, that's the thing. I tried to, I had a blue deck at some point, but I remembered I had Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, and I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now pretty freaking complex too, but back in the day...
they changed it up.
Yeah, they kind of, in my opinion, they changed it a little bit too much, and now, even for me, who's a veteran player, I'm trying to get back in, and I'm like, what's a pendulum? This doesn't work, and the sad fact is that pendulum is not even the most recent thing. I think they're with Link monsters now, and I'm like, but I'm still a pendulum. And some of the effects are just bonkers, It's like, oh yeah, there's the pendulum effect, there's the effect, and if you summon it in a certain way, there's another effect. But if you have the specific card that you use on the 4th of July, you also get this effect. And I'm like, no, I just want like, my effect was like, if this monster attacks, you do more damage. That's where I'm good. And Magic was very complicated in that way, and I think that's why a lot of kids didn't really go to Magic.
With Magic as much.
And I remember seeing in my the card shop near me, the Magic players seemed to be a lot more older. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They were the...
Like, I think I only ever had like... I definitely had some Magic cards. I think I had like I bought a booster pack and I looked at them and I was like, I don't get these. I don't know what I'm looking at.
They're not shiny.
There were shinies in there, but and then I just went back and bought more Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards and was on my merry way. Yeah. La 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 la, blue eyes white dragon.
It's the classic, people who know new Yu-Gi-Ohs know Blue Eyes or Dark Magician.
Dark Magician.
I think there's one more that's like the big staple, but I can't.
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Kind of, but not as much as Blue Eyes.
Girl.
Dark Magician Girl. True.
You want to talk about it, bro?
That one.
True. Big fan of Dark Magician Girl.
Yeah. Oh, look at the time. We got to wrap this up, boys.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm also remember that you're talking about rules and about complexity, and as you said, Pokemon card game was pretty complex as far as I remember, because I tried playing it and I was like, I got my Rattata that I traded for my Charizard, and I was so happy to play it. And then I remember somebody told me like, well, you can't just play it like that, you got to put energy card, and I'm like, what's an energy card, and what are the points, and how do you win?
You need like the counters as well.
Yeah, damage
like the
counters.
poison counter and the damage counters and stuff. And I'm like,
was that one of the cards you got in trade for the Charizard? Did you get a Rattata? Has this been coping this entire time? Is that why it's your favorite Pokemon?
No. As I mentioned,
he was an avid Charizard fan until the Rattata showed up.
Like, I want to see the purple rat now.
I have to.
Totally. I'm in Rattata denial,
Long-term coping.
Hey, as long as it works, And I think it also depends on like the trading card community. And I have, bad memories of learning the rules of a game, because I remember Yu-Gi-Oh! When I went to my first tournament, I got destroyed, but not because of my deck, because I didn't know the rules. And I think that's the thing for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. If you guys don't know, that's okay. I doubt you do, but Mystical Space Typhoon is a card that said you can destroy a spell or trap card on the field. And in my head, I thought, well, if you destroy the card, the card doesn't work anymore. It's just gone. But there's a huge difference between negating and destroying. And I know that I'm not the only person who has this problem in the community. It's like the noob trap. And I went to that tournament and I didn't know that. So I just, I think my opponent activated like a Mirror Force or something like that. And I went Mystical Space Typhoon. And he's like, why you want to do that, you dummy? And I'm like, well, I stopped your card. And I could see in his face like, oh, you poor thing. Oh, you're going to have to
learn.
Yeah. And that
learn
kid,
the hard way.
Yeah. And that kid did learn. And it's a miracle that I'm still playing the game after such terrible experiences of cards, But I think the joy of trading card games just overwhelms all the bad memories that I have, I just think about it and I'm always like, yeah, I want to open a pack. I want to go back in it. I want to look what's the new deck. If I can get some 25-cent cards on, I think it's Gamekeeper where I go. It's a shop in Montreal to just get the cards. It's just fun. Yeah. It's just fun. So yeah, Dark Magician Girl, am I right?
Entire time. I didn't even hear what you said.
Blah 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 blah.
The second I heard Dan say Dark Magician Girl, I heard my ears start ringing. Everything went blurry. All I could see was Dark Magician Girl.
Oh boy.
My Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament story is my dad used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With me a lot. It was really fun. It was a great little bonding thing. And I just through my own habit, because he probably didn't know where everything went, I would take his card out, put it in the graveyard for him whenever something was killed. And then the time I went to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament, this little kid, I defeated someone's monster. I grabbed their card and put it in the graveyard for them, which, rethinking about the perspective that from their perspective is like, don't touch my card, you little snot-nosed brat.
Yeah.
Some kid grabs your card and moves it over. Like, I know how to play the game, but I just did it like out of habit like 3 times. He's like, I don't want to play with you. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not thinking about it. That's my, they only did.
There was no Dark Magician Girl in that story.
I remember one time at a tournament, I went to like 2 Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. That was one time. The other time, there was one guy, I'm not sure if he was either just trying to be like, I don't know, maybe they were just trying to make an entertaining story for the kids, or maybe they were high, because they were talking about these Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and they're like, yeah, dude, these cards actually fell from the sky. Like, these are my rarest cards. They actually came down and I picked them up. No one was buying it. No one was into it. No one was into the story. No one was listening. But like, he was really talking about like, these were my cards. They were made for me. Don't remember anything else about that day. Not a thing. I just remember that one dude who smelled a little bit off, who was telling me about these Pokemon cards, or these Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
It's always the card dealers that smell a little bit off. They're always up to something fishy. Never trust them.
I think it's kind of a stereotypes with gamers and trading card games, but the smell. It follows us, you know.
Yeah, you ever been to a Smash Bros local? Oh, you're not wrong.
Mine are fine. Mine are fine. The ones in Vermont are fine.
I'd have to take a whiff to believe it, buddy. I think you might just be accustomed. I think you might just be accustomed to it.
I went to one in Montreal, and trust me, they were not fine over there. And the sad fact is,
that's Montreal. Don't worry.
It was somewhere. I don't know where it was. You know, they were renting a place, so it was very cheap, and there was no windows. There was no air ducts. Nothing. It was like a fermenting armpit in there, and I was like, "Oh, what is that?"
If I'm ever in Dan's area, I'll have to scope it out because I feel like he's just defending the musk of his local Smash players.
He's a musk. My favorite Lord of the Rings chapter.
He was like, "Ooh, did a ferret die in here or something?"
And he's like, "Maybe, but it's my ferret, so it's okay."
Right. Territorial pride.
Oh dear.
With that being said, I believe we are getting close to the end of the podcast. It was some lovely discussion that we had, but I got one last question for you gamers. If you could make your own card games, what would it be about? I'm genuinely curious.
Geez,
a surprise slap, you know?
That's a whole separate episode, man. Like that's like I need to workshop this.
Okay.
Go on, Dan.
Everyone in the call, pull out your credit card. That's going to be your playing card.
One sec, I got you.
Now, what you have to do in order to play this game, you hold it right up to the camera, and I am going to write down all the numbers on it.
Okay, go for it, man. It's a little complicated. It's a.
There you go. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah. Now that I have all the numbers, I need all you to close your eyes real quick. This is the next part of the card game. Everyone close your eyes.
This guy.
Everyone
I trust this guy.
No, it's close your eyes.
It's the next part of the game. Everyone close your eyes. All right.
Man, that card game has some pretty cool special effects, you know?
Dude, I can't wait to play this card game. He just kind of dipped, vanished. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why am I getting text?
I can't wait to try this out. You know, he must be really working hard on that card game since he just left.
That's crazy. As soon as he left, I started getting text messages from Bank of America. something about a fraud charge. Is that rare?
Yeah,
that's probably unrelated, surely, right? Yeah,
there's an out-of-country purchase warning for me. Must be the game.
It's not in the country, so what can I do about it?
That is true. But I think for me, what I would like to do, I would never get the rights, to actually make that game, but it would be a Splatoon trading card game,
Ooh.
Where you actually set up your team of 4 squids and you get to choose what kind of squid they have, what is their gear, and depending on what gear you draw or what weapons you draw, you can actually equip them, and it would be like a weird rock, paper, scissors, like charger equipped squids would beat, like shooters, and shooters would beat, like blasters and something like that. I still
the 52 gal beats everything.
Yeah, but but it only costs your soul to play it. So.
That's the rare shiny card in that.
I play lag disconnect.
Communication error.
Yeah, you got the holographic lag. Lucky.
Comes in every set.
So that would be what I would try to do. Of course, Nintendo would probably not allow me to make an IP out of that, but I can dream. I can dream.
Of course. That actually gave me the idea. I think I would do Smash Brothers. Like a Smash Brothers trading card game. I think that would be like a really cool idea. Like you have obviously all the fighters, you have like all the items in the game as well, like as like separate cards, and like the items have different effects that like you can that can like change how the game is played. It would be like a rock paper scissors thing, but like the items change up the conditions. I think that would be kind of neat.
Wow,
That would be cool.
My
Yeah.
Splatoon 2 lag disconnect card works in this game too.
It's like a cross-platform card. You can use the Splatoon card in Super Smash Bros.
And you can counter that card with Ethernet cable card, you know, it's...
I choose you, LAN adapter.
Dude, no, but like going on the Smash Brothers Pokemon or card game idea, like you remember the trophies where you would play like little games, you can like launch them up for coins. Yeah. Imagine if they had like a little way that you can make the trophies playable to any degree, even if it's like an Uno card game. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of that's what I meant. Like, because you have like the trophies of the fighters and then all the items and stuff. Like that would be just a really cool premise if there was like a good rule set behind it for a card game.
I wonder if you could do anything like homebrew rules with like Amiibo. Because that's not obviously cards.
But
I guess
Amiibo cards are cards.
That is true.
So you do have that. You literally do have cards. You could do it.
You might be onto something here.
I'm smart.
That might be a real game,
I'm smart.
dude.
I'm smart. I'm smart.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
We're
I just got to say it. I just got to say it a couple times to really let it sink in. I'm smart until I get that cease and desist.
Yeah, from Nintendo. They're like, we don't like this game, actually. You guys might like it.
No, what do you mean you don't like my game with red Italian plumber and green Italian plumber and big scary fire-breathing dinosaur? They're all my OCs, dude.
Exactly.
Young elf child with sword.
Again, but cartoon.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Lonk from Pennsylvania.
The Legend of Philadelphia.
Oh no, it's Ganondorf. It's Ganondorf. He's got a gun.
Found a rare cheesesteak. That's amazing. Wow.
But what about you, Jay? Would you like to have your own card game? Because if you don't have an idea, I got a backup idea that I can let you have it, and it's great.
I do want to hear your backup idea, but I feel like mine would be, if we're going off of franchises that we love, I would definitely have a Mario Kart one, but it's like you stick the card in a paper airplane and it determines how fast it's going to go. Typically, you're going to have Waluigi card, reverse hollow wiggler ATV, and of course
Paper
secret
glider.
rare rollers and a paper glider, and you stick those into the
That's the meta
paper
of this
airplane.
set.
You throw it, and then there it goes. Whoever goes furthest wins. That's the way- that's the way
All
they
right.
do it.
Why would they need to be caught? That's the case.
You know, just gotta put a warning on the label. You know, don't shoot yourself in the eye with that game.
Yeah, don't throw it at any opponents. It could be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm curious, Gab, what your backup is.
And I think I
Might
will
be better than mine.
You know, it's such a good idea that I think this will be how we end this podcast, you know? Okay, so basically, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! But you remove all cards, and the only thing you can play is Dark Magician Girl.
Yes! Yes! I'm in!
How much do you want? How much do you want? Give me 5 minutes.
Give him $1 million!
And with that, you know, money-making idea, that would be all gamers. So stay in school, drink milk, and don't gamble, except if it's in a legal card. I don't know where I was going with that, but bye, everyone.
Is it too late?
It's too late.
Oh, it's too late.
I have so many things I want to talk about. I'm like gonna get off track here.
This is the case of a game that was far more popular in Japan than it was in the United States.
They never went to Mordor. What are you talking about?
It's kind of weird.
But there's real detail. There's like wiring underneath.
You know, they're one and done. That's
Yeah,
it. Sold
yeah.
out. So they're super hard to come by.
You heard him, guys. Bring it back. Here we go again. Round two.